So welcome to Boxing Media Hub. And yes, I'm glad to say you are invited to the first annual 2023 Boxing Media Hub Awards.
Yay!
So welcome. You are with Joel and Ender as always. Ender has gone all out with his little dicky bow.
But look, I'm wearing my Golden Girls Christmas jumper.
He's gone all
in
out.
The streets, Blanche in the sheets.
Ender's still celebrating the fact that he's a monster. And he's buzzing from the last
event.
Did I
not take that off?
Oh,
I must have had 2,800 minutes to change that, and I didn't.
But here we are, upset of the year, sponsored by Falcon Contracting, Price Global Solutions, and boxbets.co.uk, the home of boxing betting. But box responsibly, bet responsibly,
box responsibly too.
And box responsibly too. But we are here for upset of the year. Now, there's been a few this year. There's been a few.
And actually, I know, you know the way people generally join the comments later because whatever. So chuck in your nominations because we'll go through them. And if you get on before we reach our decision, then we'll consider it if we haven't already. But chuck out the nominations.
Leave us a comment below. Hit the subscribe button as well and check out the rest of the content when we're not doing lives, which we always seem to be. So, Ender, as we... I'll put Chris's comment out in a minute. Here we go. 29th of July, 23. We had a cracking fight, which was Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. Actually going into that fight, the favourite for many was Errol Spence Jr. And
not me.
As we know, all on the line, wasn't it? The IBF, the WBA, WBC, WBO welterweight titles. And Terence Crawford came out with an absolutely stunning display. TKO round 9. Boxing at its best. I think the best way to describe it, wasn't it, Ender? It was incredible, the fight. That's kind of where we're sat with that one. That's a big nomination. As I say, wasn't a big shock to some people, but to others, that was because Spence Jr. was really highly valued going into that fight.
Yeah.
We've got others on the list, as I say. Let us know below. Espinoza versus Ramirez, which was on the 9th of December. And that was a majority decision for Espinoza. Espinoza down in the 5th as well, to which Ramirez was down in the 12th, and that was for the WBO World Featherweight title. An absolute scrap. Fantastic fight from start to finish, if you get the chance to see it. But a lot of people had Ramirez written all over that one. Didn't even, like Chris is saying here, Espinoza is on my list. That was one of the ones for him. I have to write Chris's comment now. Chisora winning a fight was obviously Chris sticking his oar in early there. Well done, Chris. You say what people think. Obviously, this past weekend, we had a big shock. A lot of people are looking at this one as the sort of upset shock of the year, which was Wilder losing to Parker. A lot of people, even though Wilder was there right to the end, everyone still was like, Wilder's still in it. He's still within a shout here.
But only if he could get a knockout. I mean, Parker.
And this was it.
But now, in fairness, I had Parker winning. I had Wilder winning the last few rounds, and I thought the scorecard was a bit too Parker, but he did win the fight. Like he won 8 of the 12 rounds for me. And okay, some people had it 12-0 and 10-2, but I just thought Wilder deserved a bit more.
Yeah. So that was obviously a biggie. On the same card as well, Makhmudov versus Cabello, round 4 TKO. Makhmudov was down 3 times in that fight. Now, other people looking at this, they were looking at it. Yeah, Chris has just jumped out as well. Cabale beating Makhmudov on my list. I didn't rate Cabale, but he made me eat my words. And do you
All
know
of us,
what?
Chris. All
I
of
think
us.
we all did. We all
Yeah.
did. I think the boxing world was stunned. Makhmudov has been built up as this guy that was going to go into 2024.
Yeah, this was going to launch his career.
And hats off to the EBU European Heavyweight Champion. Got the job done.
Which
and then he's put himself.
The European title is a good title.
Yeah, he put himself well in there now, though. He's being flung around in the mix with all sorts of people now.
Yeah.
So hats off to him. A big one here, Ender. We had a quick chat about before we went live. Taylor Cameron.
Yes.
Now, or Cameron Taylor in the second fight.
Cameron Taylor, because Cameron was the champ.
25th of November. Feels ages ago. A majority decision given to Taylor. Now, a lot of people going into this one. Chantel Cameron was fantastic in the first fight.
She was
no doubt. Absolutely brilliant. But into the second fight, a lot of people have written Katie off. She's done the rounds. She's been in the wars. Chantel Cameron seemed to have a number in the first fight. We're only going to see the same thing. No, Katie Taylor upsets the odds again.
I mean, incredible. One thing, and it might just lead into another one we're going to nominate, is it made me question why I picked going to Belfast over Dublin, because Dublin was the previous week and Dublin was a lot more expensive.
I can see what you're doing here. Go on.
Yeah, but I obviously went to Belfast for the Conlon Gill fight, which I think could definitely be upset of the year. And for me, upset not just the fight, but the whole way Conlon turned everything around for himself.
Yeah.
He's my nomination for upset of the year.
Well, before we do that, good old Jams. Chantel was fantastic in the first matchup. Katie showing up in the rematch, though. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what?
I will admit, I had written Katie off. And I even said it going up to Belfast, poor Katie, you know, she's too long in the tooth, and Cameron is bigger and stronger. But by Jesus, Katie knew she wanted that. And now she's two-weight undisputed world champion. And there's not too many of them.
Yeah. And
let's be honest, miniature friend from Japan,
third fight on the horizon. I would still see it. What a cracker that will be.
That deserves to be in, if not Croke Park, the Aviva, because people say Croke Park, but it's an awful lot. It's like 90,000 you'd need to fill Croke Park, and that's a lot of people in a country of only, 6 million. So I think maybe it'll be in the Aviva Stadium, but either way, like as I said, the best thing to do is poke in Croke Park and give a load of kids free tickets and stick them up in the sky,
Yeah. Well, you said it, Ender. We're going to lead nicely into it now. When we knew we were going to do this show, me and Ender, we spoke about upset of the year, and we both looked at each other, deep into each other's eyes, and we said Michael Conlon.
Well, I looked into one of your eyes because my other eye was looking over out the window.
Michael Conlon versus Jordan Gill. What a cracker. Absolute cracker.
Like Jordan Gill couldn't knock skin off a rice pudding, etc., etc. Jordan Gill was very lucky in his fight the previous time, with when your man did the wrestling move? What's that called? The DDT or something? Yeah. I don't know wrestling, but my brothers, so I kind of have vague ideas what it's called. But that was a cool fight last year, but it wasn't an upset because Gill was favourite, but Conlon was overwhelming favourite in Belfast. This was going to relaunch his career.
This was going to be the one for Conlon to really.
And Jordan just went in there into the bear pit of Belfast, into that very partisan home support.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I was there. I mean, with my €40 ticket. Hello, Stephen, with his €60 ticket. He was off in the back because he had 7 mates and I'd nobody, so I got a really good seat. But it was brilliant. I mean, I think it was in the second or third round where Gill shocked Conlon,
Yeah,
and after
Conlon
that,
was
it was
down in the
all
second. Yeah, the second he
After
was
that, it
down.
was all Gill, and Jesus, it was fucking brilliant. I mean, Michael Conlon, he's a wonderful boxer. I've said it a million times. As a boxer, he can't be beaten, but as a fighter, he ain't it. He's got no chin. He's got no punch. Stop getting involved in fucking wars.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
and that's what we said in the prediction as well.
Yes,
On
yes,
Gill.
we did.
Can I just say I went for Gill?
Well, then you can't nominate him for upset of the year, can you?
Well, to be fair, I'm still shocked. But yeah,
you always fucking go against the grain anyway.
Incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Jam saying, I know it's recent, but I was buzzing to see AJ looking like his old self against Otto Wallin last Saturday. Yeah, 100%.
I completely agree, but one problem, it wasn't an upset.
No. Chris Eubank Jr. getting revenge on Smith. Yeah.
That's a really good shout, Chris, because it wasn't in my head.
Yeah.
Really good shout.
Smith is world level. I said Eubank is a charlatan. He don't beat world level opponents. And to be fair, it was a great display.
Can I just say, Chris, to qualify what you said there, Smith was world level. He wasn't that night. He was like Ruiz in the Joshua rematch. He was overweight. He was flat-footed. He looked like he'd done here's another one, Fury versus Ngannou, and just didn't take it seriously. And he got found out.
Jam saying Jamel Herring has just called out Jordan Gill.
Yeah! A piece of that pie.
Just to add, to be fair,
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Like I love Jamal, but I couldn't go against Jordan Gill. I'd have to be neutral. I'd have to be neutral for that fight.
So that's Ender sitting out of that one.
No, but I'd go to it 100%, but I'd be like, go on, me. I hope both of them can win.
Chris has really got it here. Chisora winning a fight gets my nominee, though, as he's a serial loser with a brain of porridge.
Yeah, but his opponent wasn't up to much, Chris.
That's genuine. So, yeah. Do you know what, guys? There's been some crackers flying around here in the comments.
As a friend of this channel, and he's a very good friend of this channel, Jamel Herring, I'd love to see him back in the UK fighting Jordan Gill, because there was talks he was going to fight Joe Cordina, and that could still happen. But, that fight would be brilliant for Jordan Gill. Plymouth, surely, would it not be? Is that not where Jordan Gill is from? Plymouth?
I'm off the top of my head. But yeah, as I say, chuck it in the comments. Let us know your nominations. Do you agree with ours? Me and Ender are going Michael Conlon versus Jordan Gill. Although I have to say...
No, you can't go for that now because you backed Jordan Gill to win. So you have to pick a different one because that's not
But you know what I mean in the sense of... because the one that's been thrown out there that I really forgot about was Chris Eubank Jr. and Smith, to be fair, because that was.
But why I would say that wasn't an upset is because Smith did Ruiz on it and came in very unprepared.
But I mean, when you look back to that first fight,
Cambridge,
you'd almost think, wouldn't you, that Smith was going to do the job again. Everyone thought Smith was going to do the job again. So Eubank Jr. to come out as he did, although Smith was very much under par. Great comeback, to be fair. Jamal has put Cambridge.
Yeah, he is from Cambridge. That is correct.
So, let us know in the comments, people, what your nominations are. Give us your comments on the ones that we've put in as well. Ender, it's been a lovely show.
We're not giving our winner. Oh, no, we'll wait and do the winner after all the comments. So this is the nomination show.
So, yeah, for me, that's kind of where, for Ender, it's kind of sitting around that Conlon Gill.
And I would say now, except for the fact Liam Smith was so fat and useless. We've been told. Now. While the sun smiles. Stick around, laugh a while, yeah. Do you recognize that song?
No.
No, that's the Hothouse Flowers, And when Ireland hosted Eurovision in 1998, Liam Winley played that on the piano. There you go.
So, any others, guys? Chuck them in the comments.
Yeah,
Any others? Any more for any more? It's just it's too soon. And no.
What's too soon? What's too soon?
Us leaving. So yeah.
Don't say what you're back.
So Ender, looking at those, as I say, there's a good amount there. If I had to pick one, because obviously I picked Gill against Conlon, so I can't really have that. So I would have to go with Parker Wilder.
That's brilliant. But do you know why I'd say that's not technically an upset? Because we all knew Parker could outbox Wilder.
But I think we all, Chris has put Conor Benn escaping a ban. Technically, he still has.
Conor Benn versus those fucking eggs. Actually, do you know the upset of the year? The British Boxing Board of Control versus Eddie Hearn. British Boxing Board of Control, TKO, round 6. So fair play to Robert and the boys at Boxing Board of Control. They fucking ended the bullshit that was Conor Benn versus Conor Eggs Benn versus Chris. Where's my fucking pen? Eubank.
Well, yeah, Junior.
What?
Yeah. So yeah,
will you sign my microwave?
We've got to leave it there. We've got to leave it there.
You can do a little bit more talking. Why have you somewhere to go? I've got a line. Well then, shut up and do some more talking.
So yeah.
Put the else in the comments.
Yeah,
right, there you go. Come here. Just on an aside, if Jordan Gill was to fight Jamel Herring, who would you shout for, Joel?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Get off your fence.
That's a cruel fence, isn't it? That even you agree with that. That's a difficult one, isn't it? That is a real tough one.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Because Jordan, I've got massive respect for, especially knowing some of the background now as well. That guy literally fought for his life, let alone now getting back.
Sharon would say, "We got to fight for this love."
Yeah, bless her.
Auto-tune. I sing like a fucking Navi until they turn auto-tune. But
I have to say,
I could do with auto-tune.
Jamel, I don't know. Jamel's special, isn't he?
Jamel's family.
He's special.
He's a proper boxing media hub family member. He's up there with our good friend Bradley Ray. Yeah.
So Conor is in excellent shape. Oh dear, that's one of Ender's. Jams has put, "There's always more time for talking, Ender fella." Don't get him started. I love Jamel Herring, but this is tough as fuck. I'd go Herring, to be honest, a warrior.
Absolutely. For all
Chris has done it. Yoshida Bridges.
No! I said I'd quit the fucking channel if Joel mentioned it.
No, you said if I did. If I did.
I said I'd quit the channel if Joel mentioned this.
Right. But
and on a technicality, I can't because he didn't even say it. He just posted it.
So what we'll do, I'll say this one, because honestly, Ebony Bridges.
I'm quitting.
No. I'll say it. Just don't listen. Ebony Bridges was favourite. She was favourite going into that.
Only fans.
She was favourite going into that fight. And do you know what? Yoshida was superb.
Absolutely I'm fucking delighted for Yoshida that exposed that fraud, Ebony Bridges.
Well, yeah.
I'm a Leeds United supporter. Where's Leeds? England. I know she's Australian. Why don't?
Blue Dog killed it that night, 100%. She was incredible, and do you know what? The scenes at the end with her daughter, how much it actually meant.
Oh, that was beautiful, and not just the fact she beat the shit out of Ebony, the big fraud, fake titties, fake boxer, Bridges. Her story was just wonderful. Single mother, and she, got herself up with a shot.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
Cinderella woman story.
Ender, I told you it'd come up. No, and it wasn't me.
Just sticking up for.
That was Chris.
No, We're just sticking up for the right boxer.
You've absolutely thrown him now, Chris.
No, I've just forgotten her fucking name.
Absolutely made me cry, to be honest, bro. What a lovely gel with a beautiful family.
What's a gel?
He meant girl.
All right. Is that Gail? Gail?
So yeah, do you know what? Absolutely spot on.
But,
and it
was
wasn't
that an upset? Or was that an exposure of the year? That's what I see that.
It was an upset.
Exposure.
Because
it exposed the fraud that fake.
No. See, I disagree. She was put in against Yoshida to get that step in America, but also that was then her to go to go and unify. That was the whole idea, was her to go and unify the division.
I really hate
she had been given the opportunity multiple times, as you know, Nina Smith as well, in her 40s, fantastic fighter. She had the opportunity to fight Nina, and she turned it down time and time again. And do you know what? I really hope now we get to see Nina Smith versus Yoshida. What a fight that would be.
Actually, can I just do another call out? And this was one of the fights we covered way back. And this is a fight
go for it.
I always wanted to see, but now they're in different weight categories. But something tells me they'll be in the same category again sometime. Our good friend from Cornwall, Brad Pauls, who won the British title this year.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't upset by the fact he was the underdog, but I always backed him, you know. And he's going again on the 23rd of March, I saw. And he's looking great. But no, like that winning was just so immense. And actually, Jesus Christ, how are we forgetting the most obvious upset of the year?
Go on.
Why, Delilah? My Delilah. It's Stoke's own winning the British title. You know. Heaney.
Very true.
Very true. That was an absolute, but it was a shocking performance by
Bentley.
Bentley, yeah. Like, Bentley was supposed to win.
You know what? I totally forgot that.
Until I talked about the British title Brad Pauls won. But I wouldn't put Brad Pauls as an upset because I was backing Brad Pauls to win that. So shout out to Brad Pauls, but you're not upset of the year. Giaquetta Carja, because he's Celtic like me. He's from Cornwall and I'm Irish.
What about
CBS losing was a shocker. When did CBS lose?
Yeah, see, I'm not sure on that one. Let us know on that one, Jam.
Yeah.
27th of May, 2023. We're bloody here now. Chris Billam-Smith beating Lawrence Okolie. That was looked at as a shock because Lawrence Okolie was favourite.
Losing was a shock.
No. Oh, no, I'm just going based on because he brought up Chris Billam-Smith, but that was another one that was a shock. Lawrence Okolie was well favourite in that fight. Massive favourite. And yeah, like Ender says, you know, we found out who the cuddle monster is, and Chris Billam-Smith made him pay for it.
And even in the replay, Masternak was beating the absolute crap out of him. But Billam-Smith stuck to his guns,
broke him down,
that rib cage, and went for it. And people say, "Oh, he was lucky." He wasn't.
Yeah.
The number one way to win a fight is to stop your opponent, either by concussion, that's known as knockout, or by damaging them, i.e., breaking his fucking ribs.
Yeah, break the engine.
Was a very legitimate way of winning. I still don't know what Jamel says. Losing was a shocker. He didn't fucking lose. What are you talking about?
I think that might have been more the.
So no, just he might explain it. Like, does he mean winning was a shocker against Okolie? but I still wouldn't consider that a huge shock because his stock was on the rise and Okoly's was on the.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, lads, I was halfway through the message when I was kicked out. Must have sent by accident. I was going to say he's nearly.
Oh, it nearly was a shocker,
Yeah, yeah.
but nearly never bulled a cow, as they say in Ireland.
Oh, but if we're going to go on nearlies, Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury.
Oh my God! Now there's a near shocker. There's robbed by the judges.co.uk. Oh, what the fuck are you playing at?
There's your nearly.
I mean, the only reason Fury won that fight was because boxing did not want to be beaten by MMA.
Well, and they didn't want to lose out on all the money that was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. And Chris saying as well, Yoshida was a last-minute opponent change because for Bridges, because if you look back, it was meant to be another Australian girl as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing about last-minute changes.
As we know.
Like Ruiz versus Joshua, when Big Baby Miller was off injecting more shit into him than fucking a mad cow in Britain in the 1990s. There you go, politics reference.
That was some mighty fine meat.
More hormone
definitely
beef than Conor Benn's eggs.
That was definitely a shock. 100%.
Or Fury's uncastrated wild boar bullshit.
But this is the thing, though, isn't it? When you start breaking down the year, you actually start finding all of them.
Yeah, but this is why I'm glad we didn't suddenly quit. Are
you still sticking to your original though, Ender?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
I was there. I was there. So nothing can top it because I wasn't at the other fights. I was at Gil Conlon. I was expecting Conlon. This was going to be his. Yeah, I'm back. La la la. Here I am, Belfast. They picked Gil because he wasn't a heavy puncher, and Gil still it was lights out, all out.
It was incredible, absolutely incredible.
And I don't know who Conlon's going to blame for this loss. Well, because sometimes I think you've got to look in the mirror and make the change.
Bleeding it. But yeah, lads, honestly, all the comments have been brilliant.
Yeah. And obviously, if there's any that we still haven't missed,
leave it below.
I'm fairly strict about the definition of upset.
Yeah,
They can't have been fancied at all to win it. That's why I rule out the likes of Chris Billam-Smith versus Okolie, because Chris Billam-Smith was favourite to beat Okolie. I think
he wasn't
in the bookies.
Okolie was favourite.
Enough people had him.
Ngannou. Definitely the upset of the year, but those who
actually won,
yeah, it was Gil versus Conlon, or CBS versus Okolie.
Well, why CBS versus Okolie wasn't for me is because Okolie was just so bad, and he was deducting points and everything.
But I think at the same time, we also, when you were talking about like the Bridges Yoshida situation, that was the same with Billam-Smith and Okolie. Okolie just got
Jamal, I'm all over what Jamal is saying here because you're right. But I don't think the first was an upset because Cameron was bigger and stronger and younger. It was a close one.
I still think it was a shock.
No, but the big shock was Katie overturning it.
Yeah, rewinding the clock.
Yeah. So 100%. Miller is a big feather duster on juice. Yeah. Miller is as good as the fucking beer. The only thing that's any good for is showing them the toilet is disinfectant.
Well, on that note, from Mr. Muscle and the EBF man, we're going to call it. Ender, what are you going for?
Oh,
if we're going to finish it off, you're going
absolutely. I was there. We stood in the chapel here at Old Kilmainham Jail.
You know what then? If you're going down that route, I'm going to go for Wilder Parker because I genuinely, for me, when you know Wilder is talked about and he's got that power and he's still in there, as we saw against him and Ortiz, he still had the.
But you know what that was? You know what that was? That performance. It was that could be performance of the year more than upset, because himself and Andy Lee, and I love Andy Lee. He's my favorite Irish boxer, of that era. Like he's like, oh my God, his fights in New York were just brilliant. But the way he trained Parker for that, and they were saying, oh well, Wilder didn't get to land his punches, but that's because Parker wasn't allowing him to do that. Cats like Felix.
Well, Chris has gone Yoshida. He thinks that's the one.
I go for her as exposing fraud of the year. That's what I go for, Yoshida.
Yeah, we're going.
When we're going for trainer of the year, you know who my lock's going to be.
Well, we will soon find out.
Ben Davidson can do anything he wants, but he ain't going to get my nomination, because there's just too much dirt, and so he's just associated with too much, less than desirable things for me.
Well, I'm not going to put some of those up on the screen now, because now we're talking about trainers. That is going to be a different award.
Trainers of the Year, sponsored by JD Sports. Hey!
SWS Boxing, Parker is a big upset to me. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to be at, guys. We're going to leave it there, because now we're filtering into trainers.
Yeah,
I can see what's going to happen.
Will be one of our next ones coming up.
We've got other awards coming up in the next few days.
Nomination show, so we'll do a night probably in around New Year's where we'll announce the winners of each category.
Yeah.
But it won't be a big discussion, because that's what these are.
Yeah.
But we'll have like the top 3 nominations, and then we'll go, and the winner is, and I'll open the envelope, and I'll have a nice frock and everything. It'd be lovely.
Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. I can't wait for that. But until then, sponsored by Falcon Contracting, Price Global Solutions, and boxbets.co.uk.
Jamal wants us to say it.
Have some of this.
Have some of this.
What happened?
What?
I just wanted to say it again. It doesn't go on Jam, it goes on me. Have some of this.
Have some of this.